awesome is gonna happen. Dommercoolstuff. Do good gaming.
This is me and Chris on the 2nd anniversary of Chris joining, or rather being discovered as a gaming maniac.
Yes, a release of the first video that we were featured together in.
And we were with a group of people, and the vast majority of them, except for you and Ogre, I couldn't stand.
Many of them edited out.
Yes. Very much so.
Smash TV.
Smash TV.
Yeah, we already picked as soon as we went through this.
Yeah. And since then, it's just been
a downward spiral?
A downward spiral, if you want to call it that. I think it was a beautiful discovery, because it was. We're on free play, so we can continue ad nauseum. So yeah, that was always fun. It was fun discovering the rapport that me and you had had.
And I came in with no intention, knowing you started the series, you know, giving you advice, helping with things, but with being a part of it. You know, and I don't think you were necessarily looking, you know, to make anybody a permanent part.
Yeah, I wasn't. It was just an opportunity just to get to the flea market and hang out with some people. And up until that point, you know, we had hung out, but we had never done anything like gaming.
I mean, you asked me to, you know, just come along with you again, and it turned into, hey, I think I'm gonna need you a little bit more.
I like your style.
The whole YouTube scene is not something that I've been a part of. I keep running into these lines, and my eyeballs keep shooting. I like that. The eyeballs shooting up to the screen.
Damn it. And you don't even have, like, a YouTube account either.
No. I honestly, you know, I'm aware of many of who probably will be listening, you know, fellow... Which direction you want to go, up or down?
Let's go down.
Down to that hole, but... I am aware of the YouTube gaming community and people in there, but I just, you know, do not watch a lot of the videos. I do, you know, time. Sometimes, you know, I'm kind of losing my words here.
Oh, no, and you know, what was great also about bringing you in, you know your stuff. And not many people, even, you know, subscribers to the channel, know how technically vast your collection is.
I've forgotten even more knowledge on gaming than I even bring to bear on this. I knew more when I was younger, because I was collecting from quite a young age.
Damn it, and I just picked out that.
It wasn't long after...
Oh, there we go. It's A.
It wasn't long after I got into, you know, like, probably middle school that I realized I made a big regret in trading away my old stuff. Like, that, I realized that was a poor decision on my part, and I started rebuilding my collection at a young age.
I suck so... Hit A, and I'll bring you back.
Oh, yeah. And
I'm dead.
Traded away...
I survived.
I traded away a vast majority of my collection at places like Funkoland and really Funkoland, you know, to get the new thing.
Yeah, and
I got some good buys though. I got rid of my Super Nintendo for like Perfect Dark and a couple other things. I got rid of my Genesis for like Harvest Moon 64 and a couple other things. Later on, I got rid of my N64 to get a GameCube, and of course, that Perfect Dark, but that Harvest Moon and that StarCraft 64 that I had gotten, I forgot about that. Literally, it made the guys eyes open up wide when he saw them brought into the store. And that was just for a GameCube not long after it came out. That he bought them himself.
Yeah, and
he was shocked that a kid that my age had those in his collection and didn't get rid of, knew what they were worth.
And I wish I never, I could have all the games I traded in. I ran right into that. To have them back, because I had before I started game collecting, I had basically PlayStation 2 I was playing a lot, but I owned a lot of PlayStation 2 games, like maybe like 60 or 70, and good stuff too, like a lot of RPGs, some, kind of harder to find titles at the time, and over the course of time, one day, I moved up here and needed to make space because I didn't have that much space where I was living. So I went to GameStop and I went to Time Splitter's Future Perfect and traded in pretty much my a half of my collection, and now some of those games that I traded in are pricey as too. And then I wound up working at GameStop, and nature of the beast, I would trade in games as soon as possible to get the maximum credit. So there was some stuff that I really kicked myself for getting rid of, like Persona 4. Ooh. I didn't like the game, I'm not gonna lie. It wasn't my cup of tea. Crucify me all you want. But now, like, that game goes for like 40, 50 bucks. I had like a couple of the dot hacks, the first ones, with the DVDs, and I bought them when they were like $10, $15.
And I can acknowledge you with Persona 4. There are games that sometimes that are good, but you just don't like them.
Yeah.
You can acknowledge this is a fine game. I can't play this game. I don't like it. It's not for me.
Yeah, as I feel that way with the Zelda games. I don't play the Zelda games only because I'm not really a big Zelda fan. But I'm not going to say the series. It's obviously really good. I love playing Link to the Past. It's one of my favorite games I've ever played. But and then even 360 games I've traded in, there were some games that I had to rebuy once I started being a collector again that I really could have saved time and money on.
Yes.
Like one of the smarter moves I did was buying Tales of Vesperia on the 360 and not trading that in.
Ooh.
But Star Ocean I traded in on the 360, which is funny because now I own Star Ocean on PS2, like the boxed edition.
Ooh.
No, yeah, the boxed edition, which is great. So yeah, when you came onto the channel, it was an awesome breath of fresh air, and it definitely enabled me to do a little more things. Because up until that point, I seriously had a mindset I was just going to do game hunt videos and system reviews. And the system reviews I don't do as much because it's hard to do a review for me, and it was very time consuming. And I was the only guy doing everything. But like when you came along, that let us do like Pale Room and Bad Decisions, and the Game Chasers parody.
Really, initially, it's just assisting you on projects that you needed an extra body for.
Yeah, actors or somebody to look behind the camera, so I'm not constantly doing quick takes and looking behind the camera and looking at it to see if I fucked it up.
Yeah.
And then over time, it grew, and eventually, we did the Sega Box stuff, and then we did the Christmas special, which is my favorite video we've ever done.
I don't even know where half of that material came from.
That, like, the Christmas special was great because I had already played, yeah, I rule.
I was ahead of you point-wise that entire time.
I'm good at this game. Not really. The gameplay's telling otherwise. But what had happened was, I'd already played the Rudolph and the Santa games, and one day, as I was using a DVD recorder, and once it started to, when it was supposed to start rendering out, like, the DVD, when it was full, it didn't. So I legitimately lost, like, 8 hours of gameplay. But in that time, I was taking notes on the game as well, which I'm lucky I did, because I did not want to have to replay those games again. And I had literally plot synopsises of opinions and disjointed. It was all disjointed, my notes. And basically told you the concept was you were going to be a Santa Claus. And we're reviewing the game.
And I came into it like with a number of things, thinking you had a script for me because I'm not a writer.
No,
I'm really not.
No, you're not. You say you're not, but you did write a good majority.
That
of
in that case,
Game
you just said
Chasers.
wing it.
Yeah, but you did write a vast majority of the parody for the Game Chasers. Like, you definitely came up with a lot of the concepts that we wound up using.
Which
it's still my most hated video.
Still, yeah,
second
and I
most
ended up being a big part of your most hated video.
Yeah, but you know, when it comes to that, as I said, it's because it's exposed to a larger audience, and I can put my big boy pants on. I understand that video is obscene and absurd.
Well,
But that's what I am, and that's what we are.
see, he's had to play. I don't. When I'm on camera, I'm not really playing to the YouTube audience because I don't censor myself, nor do I think about, I'm on camera, I should watch what I say. He's had to edit horrible, horrible things for me constantly.
Yes, I have. I've had to edit a lot of things out.
I mean, you guys, me cursing is not something I think about on camera. I understand some of you guys don't like it. I just don't think about it as it's a way that I speak.
Well, yeah, but, that's part and parcel with, I do submit a lot of the stuff to Retroware.
That's
and
not
Screw
going
Attack.
on Retroware.
Yeah, that's our loving joke behind the scenes of
That almost
gaming.
became the title of an episode.
That's almost became the title of a lot of episodes, and they started creeping in a little bit. I love Retroware. I adore Retroware. They are awesome, and I totally am cool with complying with the PG-13 guidelines. But some of the stuff, like that Christmas episode, I could not put it up there.
No.
But I needed to use it because it was great. It was comedy gold. And like the Game Chasers parody, I knew I wasn't going to put that on Retroware.
No, and I mean, you put in some stuff that I didn't think you were going to... My Colt 45 story, I did not think you were going to put in. That had no... That I told with no intention of it being for the camera or for the video, and then I turn the video on after he releases it, and there I am talking about...
Poop and neon blue.
Oh, no, really, YouTube audience, that weird Colt, it's not traditional Colt 45 malt liquor. It's this berry-flavored drink that they make in different colors. I picked the blue one because blue is typically always good. I mean, blue is the best flavor. Sorry, if you disagree with me, you're probably wrong. But blue is the best flavor, more often than not, and... Okay, yeah, I'll try one. It's like $1 something, and it got me pretty buzzed for one can. I was actually shocked. That shit gets you loaded.
And
but
then that shit
the
gets
the next morning, I mean, it came out like, oh god. And then when I looked down the toilet, it was just...
And it's not even like...
at first it's terrifying. I mean, it's almost terrifying to see that color come out of you. So if you really wanted a cool, like, party trick...
To gross all your friends out.
If you're one of those people who likes to take pictures of your movements, and there's a lot of people who seem to do that,
I wanted to take a picture of one poop I did one time.
I forget. I forget every time.
I question mark. I put the question mark in the toilet.
I did a solid, like, 3 Keurigs about 2 weeks ago.
Damn.
I mean, I've broken toilets that are uncloggable. You think I'm kidding, I'm not.
I know you're not.
I probably put Ogre to shame numerous times.
But, after, doing all that with the videos and the Christmas special being literally improv'd, off the cuff, insanity, and you broke me so many times.
And
Like, there's a couple weird, like, camera shifts where it, like, focuses on you, because I wanted to use what you were saying, because it was great, but I was literally cracking a smile the whole time. Like, I was breaking character.
Oh, yeah, you had to do some editing there.
Yeah, and I don't mind having to edit stuff out to make it PG-13. I'm a big boy.
You know,
I understand that, you know, I hate the fact that, like, my nephews watch the channel.
oh,
Like, on both sides, and I'm like, they shouldn't be watching it.
they shouldn't be watching it, and it's me again with the whole, I'm not necessarily, you know, thinking of the whole video thing, I'm just speaking
Well,
as I speak.
Yeah, and me, like, I'm a little more cognitive, like, of it, but that's because I edit everything.
And I'm very uncomfortable on camera, so...
And to save my time... Alright, what's going on here? Alright. Okay, it was
flashing like top quality luggage in the corner.
So basically, you know, to save time for me, I try to be self-aware of my swear words, so I don't have to go back and edit it later.
I know, I found out quickly, you know, when he started to edit, it was like how much editing he had to do just for me in some of the first episodes we worked on.
And yeah, and it's only gotten more in-depth the more I learn. So...
And the worse I get.
Yeah, and the worse you... Eric, too. Don't let Eric or Freddy fool you. Like, I edit them... I edit... Most of the time, I edit you guys to look like...
I think Eric is more cognitive of what he's saying.
Eric is more cognitive of
really
what he's saying.
Speaking as I speak. If you guys heard me, you know, it's every other word. I grew up in a household where I could curse at the age of, like, you know, 13. They go, well, whatever. They gave up. It's New Jersey. Eventually, everybody curses uncontrollably.
It's like everybody poops.
And eventually, you give up on telling your kids not to curse in front of you. I'm not kidding.
Yeah, no, everybody poops.
It's New Jersey. It's like family gatherings. Don't curse around the kids, and then it turns into, well, let me tell you about this guy, and then everybody just gives up, and you realize, oh, fuck it. I'll just say what the hell I want.
And yeah, obviously, this video is not going to make it onto Retroware. Because I don't feel like editing out the curses or some of the stories that we're probably going to wind up sharing.
We already went into the Colt 45 story. I think that was pretty...
And
remember...
You reminded me that this was the 2-year anniversary today.
Yeah, I happened to check the video after you made that post up about the move.
Yeah, and it sucks that, you know, I'm moving. It really does. I don't want to leave you guys at all.
Well, I don't think anybody wants me to go either, but...
Nobody wants me to go.
It is what it is.
But, like, you know, I've stated, you know, the reason why I can't survive in this state anymore.
But
I can't.
We already found out that Brady, who was recently brought on, though, but we've known forever. We work together. We all work together as well.
Frady has been around since last summer, but the hardest thing about, you know, getting TGO stuff out in a timely manner is because it's really hard to get all 4 of us A, together, and B, to get freaking interview stuff done. Well, like, I want to kill you guys sometimes. But the other thing is also, we all can't go out shooting as well, you know. And one of the reasons why for that is because we live in Jersey, and Jersey hates you.
Oh, it does.
And just the amount of money that it costs.
New Jersey physically tries to kill.
Yeah, you know, and it's totally
anybody
true.
who lives here.
It's totally true with the fake motto that we have. You know, welcome to New Jersey, where the weak are killed and eaten.
Yeah. No, really, this state is not made for people who
And after 31 years, I realized, you know, I'm not made for this state anymore.
I've gone, you know, nobody will treat you, you know, people treat you well here, you know, if you know how to get by. People are good, they're not all bad, but at the same time, you'll never get, cursed out louder or punched in the face harder by a person here from New Jersey.
Yeah.
And I'm not kidding, I guarantee it. I don't care how tough you think you are, and you could get into a fist fight with an old lady here, and she'll probably put up a fight like you've never had before.
And my brother-in-law had made mention of why it is, because he lived in Jersey for a number of years and then moved to Pennsylvania, and then 4 or 5 months ago he moved to North Carolina. And he literally told me, he's like, it's because everybody has to struggle here. It's a struggle to survive in Jersey, it's a struggle to live in New Jersey. And everyone's always got their armor up.
Yeah.
Because it's the only way to survive.
This is to say that people are shitty people here.
And, no, it's not a condemnation. It is a little bit.
Yeah.
But you're going to have scumbags everywhere. But, it's a multitude of things. The cost of living is definitely lower. The people are way nicer from what I've encountered. And, it is a family issue as well. I'm not going to go into it because it's YouTube and whatnot, and I really don't want to air that out, but there's not just, it's not just one reason why we're moving.
There's parts of our lives that we still keep out.
But to not have it as a, leaving on a downer note,
well, let me bring it around, you mentioned my collection before and everything,
yeah.
And I'm saying, as a kid, I grew up with, I didn't have too many friends, so what did I ask for every Christmas was, games. I had, only now I've gotten out of actually, until Don brought this up, I wasn't even playing games. I got involved in Rocky and actually stopped playing video games. I used to get every system when it came out, eventually, even if I could get the money myself, I would get, when a system came out, I would try and get it, and always try and have, one of everything.
And I had gotten out of gaming around the PlayStation 1 era, and, right before that, and then Final Fantasy VIII came out, and that got me back into gaming. Final Fantasy VIII was awesome for me. I loved it.
Yeah. No, I actually I think Final Fantasy VIII is underrated.
It is underrated. It's been getting some hate recently. Some deserved hate, not gonna lie. But a game that doesn't get any love whatsoever, 9. Final Fantasy
that
9
made no sense to me.
Doesn't get any love on the internet, and I need to change that, obviously. I'm going to try to my best.
You shouldn't even have to. People shouldn't be so goddamn stupid.
No, they just don't give it any love. They don't give it any hate either. It's just kind of ignored.
And yet it was probably one of the better in the series.
Yeah, and it's one of the better Final Fantasy games, bar none.
Oh yeah,
the story,
production, everything on this game.
It's got a correct balance of lighthearted and totally dark and messed up.
They went balls to the wall to, end the series on that system.
Vivi's story arc in that game is the saddest I've encountered.
It's quite a game, man.
And Scarface needs to die.
I know, we're getting pretty intense with Smash TV here, but it's a game that requires that kind of attention.
Oh, he's not dead yet.
Oh, for f***'s sake. God, what systems did I have that growing up? I had an NES originally that I broke by pouring root beer on when I was about 6. But then I got the Super Nintendo the year that came out. I got the Genesis the next year after. I had a Game Gear. Later on, I did not get an original Game Boy, but I did get the Game Boy Color when that came out. And then from there it turned into, N64. Never had a Saturn until I bought one at a Goodwill several years ago. That was one of my favorite buys. This was long before I got involved with Dom. And the Goodwill was still a place to find things around here.
Yeah, and you've gotten lucky with the Goodwill.
Oh, numerous times. You've seen
even recently.
You've seen the inbox Mario 3.
Yeah.
And the, oh god, the Square game, the early Square game. Dragon Quest?
Dragon Warrior?
No, Dragon, it's Square, that's Enix. Dragon Quest? It's an early Square game for the NES that's in-box complete. Beautiful condition.
Kingfield or something.
Not Kingfield.
Yeah.
Maybe King something?
Oh god, get there. It's the Death Rays. They're following me.
Oh.
Ah.
I was paying too much attention to the mic at this point.
But, yeah, you know, and you recently, you know, like a year or so ago, you picked up a Master System there.
I got a Master System and a, ColecoVision. But I waited until they were like half-off days, because they were more money than I was willing to spend. I'm missing Television because that one didn't drop and somebody bought it another day, and they probably paid the full price for it, which I wouldn't have paid. The Coleco has no cables, though. I have to get cables for it.
Oh god, you got a lot of vacations. Wait, you know, the one thing I always wish I could do, and you don't have to go into specifics, but I always have wished that I could have done a room tour with your collection.
It's still a mess. I know.
Collection, you don't have to go into specific details, but like your collection is massive.
My collection does not. If you looked on this, it wouldn't technically be as big as Dom's. But Dom has all the disc-based media that I put aside to get cartridge-based stuff, and PlayStation 1 stuff. So my collection is vastly, seriously retro.
Warp number 3 activated secret key, I guess we hit.
I mean, you know, I'm probably over 100, you know, SNES games.
Yeah.
Genesis games, I don't even know. NES games, good God. I probably have enough doubles to kill, you know.
I wish you could find me some of your doubles.
I need to dig. Everything is disorganized and disjointed that I can't even find half my stuff.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
I've got a few SNESs. I got a couple of Genesis.
You probably have doubles that I don't have, and I would so
and
buy
Atari 2600, the Master System, the Coleco, the Sega Saturn, Game Gear, original Game Boy, you know, original brick, a few Game Boy Advances, different models. Virtual Boy. God, I know I'm missing one. PlayStation 2, the Xbox, the you know, GameCube. Another GameCube that's been sitting in the trunk of my car the past couple years now. God, that one weird system that I got at the it's still sitting in the box. One of those all-in-one systems from the you know, the probably what, the early 80s. Like an Atari sort of Pong knockoff. Which way do you want to go?
Yeah, fuck it, we'll go straight.
I mean, yeah, my collection retro-wise is far vaster than his. My, you know, Super Mario RPG is one of my favorite possessions, just due to the price that I paid for it, which, I get, you know, people would say high, but it was not, you know, the 100 or 40 so at the time going rate for, you know, an in-box complete copy.
Yeah.
I got it for, like, you know, 50.
I'd have to say my favorite possession is... like, in my retro stuff, is the Chrono Trigger that I won from the Vintage Gamers.
That was a game that I had been in dealing with when I was making connections to the flea market years before I got involved with this. A guy who used to run a website that wasn't too well known, but his collection was known everywhere. He apparently went really weird. He was already a weird guy, but he kind of lost something. I mean, lost, you know, the head, so to speak. Moved down to Florida and got rid of his collection of thousands of like games. You know, his whole stuff. He collected old cards and games. He ran a small site. And he was going to get me, you know, the in-box complete copy that I wanted at the about $140 that I was going to pay, that I wanted to pay for it. I believe that might have been it. It was going to be just over 100, which I was more than fair, you know, for a complete copy of Chrono Trigger.
Yeah, it is.
Because I'm not going to pay a stupid amount for Chrono Trigger.
Next time on Smash TV.
You trade the balls in for candy and prizes, but you don't eat the candy.
Yes.
There's another booth next door where you trade whatever candy
Yeah.
you have has specific monetary value.
Yes. That's
Hey guys, hope you enjoyed the episode. And as always, if you liked what you saw, don't forget to rate, comment, and always subscribe. Now, if you want to see a couple of my latest videos, click this link, and that's going to take you to Drunk Lonely Gamers Episode 1, Raw Danger, where me and Chris play through Raw Danger while drunk. If you want to click this link, that's going to take you to the Gaming Oniomaniacs Episode 13, New Places Again. And on this last one, I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to put a channel there that I think y'all should subscribe to. Yes, that's right, Weekend Game Guy. Chris is a great guy. Click that channel, get some blistering content, and hope you enjoy it as well. This is Dommercoolstuff, and as always, do good gaming.